Very good afternoon,
Audible?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am, you're audible, but your voice is a bit low. If you
Good
can
afternoon, sir.
just increase your pitch.
I hope it is clear now. Is it better?
Much better. Yes.
Okay.
It is already 2 p.m. and being on time is a
Shall we
wonderful
start
thing.
or?
So let us start the program, ma'am.
Okay. A very good afternoon to everyone, to our respected dignitaries, resource persons, faculty members, researchers, scholars, students, and participants joining us from different parts of the country. I am Dr. Shagufta Nazni Ansari, Assistant Professor in the Department of Education at Integral University, and it is my privilege to serve as the session coordinator for today's inaugural session of this faculty development program. I warmly welcome all the dignitaries, speakers, and participants joining us for this enriching academic journey. And on behalf of Parawar Rural Education College, in collaboration with AMIEE Association, it gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all to the 1 week online FDP program on research methodology and academic writing in the digital age. This FDP is organized by the Department of Artificial Intelligence and Data Science and the Department of Instrumentation and Control Engineering with technical support from SS Systems Private Limited. And we warmly welcome all our distinguished speakers, academic leaders, and enthusiastic participants for this enriching journey from 18 to 22nd May 2026. This theme of the FDP, research methodology and academic writing in the digital age, is highly relevant in today's rapidly evolving academic and technological landscape. And research today is no longer limited to traditional methods. Artificial intelligence, digital databases, reference management tools, plagiarism detection systems, and online collaborative platforms have transformed the way research is conducted and disseminated. This FDP aims to strengthen research methodology skills, familiarize participants with digital research tools, promote ethical scholarly communication, and enhance academic writing and publication quality. Through expert session over the next 5 days, participants will gain practical exposure to research design, literature review, data analysis, academic writing, publication ethics, and AI assisted research tools. Now, with great respect and pleasure, I would like to introduce our esteemed dignitaries present with us today. Dr. Gulreed Gandhi, President AMIEE Association, Dr. S.M. Gulhane, Principal Parawar Rural Engineering College, Loni, and Dr. Amir Junaid Ahmed, Secretary AMIEE Association and CEO of SS Systems Private Limited, Dr. VP Vikhe, Associate Professor and Head of the Department AI and DS Department, Dr. CB Kadu, Professor and Head of the Department Instrumentation and Control Engineering, Dr. Pratap S. Vikhe, Associate Professor ICE Department, Mr. S.B. Srisat, Associate Professor AI and DS Department. We extend a heartfelt gratitude to all the dignitaries for their gracious presence and support. Now, I would like to humbly invite Dr. Amir Junaid, Secretary of AMIE Association and CEO of SS Private Limited, to deliver the welcome address. Dr. Ahmed is a visionary AI expert, Forbes featured technology strategist, widely recognized for driving digital transformation. His expertise spans artificial intelligence, machine learning, natural language processing, and advanced data analytics. A recipient of the prestigious Times Excellence Award 2021, Dr. Ahmed has established himself as a premier innovation leader. As a dynamic TEDx speaker, he frequently delivers impactful keynotes and faculty development programs at India's top institutions. Under his strategic leadership, AMIEE Association has arranged successfully several FDPs, conferences, webinars, and industry academia collaboration through student chapters programs. Dr. Ahmed bridges the gap between academic research and commercial deployment, shaping the future of intelligent digital solutions. Sir, kindly address the gathering. Over to you, sir.
Very good afternoon to all the respected dignitaries, eminent speakers, academicians, researchers, professionals from industry, participants, and my dear students. At the outset, I would like to sincerely thank our session coordinator and host, Dr. Shagufta, for her warm introduction and gracious host of the today's inaugural session. It gives immense pleasure and pride to welcome you all to the 1 week online this FDP on research methodology and academic writing in the digital age. This FDP, as Dr. Shigupta has already mentioned, is a jointly organized by Pravara Rural Engineering College, Loni, and in collaboration with AMI Association and Software Services Solutions at the technology partner. As the program chair of this FDP, I feel honored to witness the participation of experts, educators, and researchers from different institutions and disciplines across India. I was just before this the program at around 1:30 p.m. I was just going through the people, the participants who have registered, and I could see that it is from multidisciplinary and from across India. We have participants in this FDP registered from Kashmir to Kanyakumari, as we say that the whole country is being represented. So this FDP has been very carefully designed with the vision to make researchers, academicians, and future professionals more research oriented, digitally skilled, ethically aware, and professionally prepared for the rapidly evolving academic and technological ecosystem. Today, as Dr. Shagufta has mentioned, research is no longer limited to traditional methodologies alone. Artificial intelligence, uh, digital databases, data visualization tools, citation managers, collaborative platforms, and research analytics are transforming the way knowledge is created and disseminated. Through this FDP, we aim to bridge the gap between conventional research practices and the modern digital research technologies. All these sessions that we'll be having in these 5 days are structured to provide a practical exposure to research design, literature review, data analysis, publication ethics, plagiarism. Plagiarism awareness is so very important because there are many students who have registered in this FDP, research scholars who have registered in this FDP. So it will be a great learning platform to all of them. We will also discuss AI tools for the researchers and scholarly communications. So the objective is not only to improve research quality, but also to empower participants with the skills required to publish impactful work, collaborate globally, and adapt confidently to the digital transformation taking place in higher education and research environments. We are privileged to have distinguished speakers and experts who will share their valuable knowledge, practical insights, and research experiences they have in their vast academic journey. Uh, I'm also confident that the sessions will be highly enriching, interactive, and beneficial for all participants. We request all participants to be interactive, ask questions, put in chat. They will have a Q&A session after each resource person complete their session. So be interactive, ask questions, try to be more interactive. This way, we all will learn and will gain more from this FDP. I would also like to express my sincere gratitude to the leadership of Trabra Rural Engineering College, the organizing committee, the coordinators, session hosts, speakers, and every team member whose dedicated efforts made this FTP possible. We have more than 300 participants registered, although I can see about 100 plus. participants in the house. Maybe they'll be joining. Most of these participants are professors, assistant professors, and other academic leaders. So most of the duties these days comes to the assistant professors in the colleges. So they might be also managing the session in the college, but they'll definitely join. So I encourage all participants to actively engage in discussion, ask questions, network with fellow researchers, make the best use of this learning opportunity. Research and innovations are the foundations of national growth, and together we can contribute towards building a stronger academic and knowledge driven ecosystem. Once again, I warmly welcome you all and wish you a very highly productive, insightful, and successful FDP. I would like to thank Professor Vike from the Department of AI and DS, Pravra Engineering College. She is very instrumental in bringing this FDP to us today. Thank you very much and enjoy the session and learn from it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for your kind address. I agree with each and every word you have said to motivate our participants. Thank you so much. Now, I would like to invite Dr. VP Wike to address the participants and share insights about the organizing departments on the significance of this FD. Dr. Wike is Associate Professor and Head of the Department of AI and Data Science at Paravara Rural Engineering College with nearly 19 years of academic and professional experience. Dr. Wike is a distinguished academic leader, researcher, and mentor. He serves as a Board of Studies member and recognized PhD guide under Savitribai Phule Pune University. His research areas include AI, data science, blockchain, technologies in reputed journals and conferences. He is also an active member of professional bodies such as CSI, IETE, and AMIEE, contributing significantly to academic innovation and research excellence. Sir, kindly address the gathering. Over to you, sir.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
It is my immense pleasure to warmly welcome all of you on behalf of the organizing department, Artificial Intelligence and Data Science and Instrumentation
Ma'am,
Department.
can we have your video on? We are not
Yeah,
able to
definitely.
access that. Okay.
Am
Nice
I
to see you.
audible right now?
Yes, yes, very
Yeah.
clear. Please go ahead.
Today's FTP is meaningful academic institute that reflects Pravara Rural Engineering College, that a strong commitment to excellence in education, innovation, and research. At our institution, we believe education is not confined at the classroom only. It is continuous journey for exploration, critical thinking, and innovation. Also, the knowledge creation. In today's rapidly evolving world of artificial intelligence, data science, and digital transformation, it is essential for educators and the researchers to stay updated with modern research methodology. That we know that AI-powered academic tools, publication strategies, and emerging technologies are nowadays available. Continuous learning is the key for the academic relevance and professional excellence. So in our college, we have consistently promoted a vibrant research culture by encouraging faculty members and research scholars to actively participate in quality research publications, Scopus and UGC care publication, patent development, industrial collaboration, skill enhancements through different advanced digital tools. We strongly believe that research excellence is not only strengthen academic quality, but also create meaningful societal and technological impacts. So this today's FT is highly relevant in the future focused research-based that AI tools that emphasize on modern research methodologies, AI tools for academic research, publication, hands-on experience in digital tools in the research, academic research writing, that is research-oriented things. These areas are crucial for every academician today as they empower us to improve research quality, then ethical publication, enhance productivity, continuously more effectively to global academical community. That that in the academic point of view and in all that respect, the research is very important factor nowadays. And to save the time and to do that research activity rapidly in this field, with particular need to update with your AI tools. That's why our Pravara Rural Engineering College, we continuously take initiative through autonomous curriculum design, industry-oriented education, skill-based learning, and many more different activities are running in our college. This FDP is another important milestone for us through your research journey. That in process of that particular academic excellence, professional development of the faculty. I am confident that this program will provide all participants with valuable insights, practical knowledge, and renewed motivation to strengthen their research that capability and academic growth. So I sincerely express my gratitude to our respected management, principal members, principal sir, organizing committee, coordinator, resource person, and all the participants for their support and the presence. Let us work together to build the strong, innovative, and research culture and the academic growth. Thank you, and I wish all the faculty members and our FDP for the grand success. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am, for your motivating words. I take the opportunity now to invite Dr. S.M. Gulhane, Principal, Paravra Rural Engineering College, Loni. Can we have Dr. S.M. Gulhane for his address? Principal, Paravra Rural Engineering College, Loni.
In place of Dr. S.M. Gulani, he is absent today. Our HOD of Instrumentation Department addressed this gathering.
Okay, so do we have Dr. Chandrakant Kadu, Professor and Head of the department?
Thank you, ma'am. Am I audible?
Thank you so much, sir, for being here.
Yeah.
I would like to take the opportunity to introduce you. Dr.
Yeah.
Chandrakant Kadu is a professor and head of the Department of Instrumentation and Control Engineering at Paravra Rural Engineering College. And with over 2 decades of distinguished academic experience, Dr. Kadu has made remarkable contributions in teaching, research, curriculum development, and institutional leadership. He serves as Board of Studies coordinator and member at Savitribai Phule Pune University. He has guided over 35 dissertations and published 76 research papers in reputed journals and conferences. His excellence in education, accreditation, research, and academic mentorship has earned him several prestigious recognitions and awards. And we are so grateful to have you, sir, with us. Kindly address the gathering.
Thank you, ma'am. Good afternoon to all respected faculty members, researchers, and participants. It gives me immense pleasure to address you on the occasion of this faculty development program on research methodology and academic writing. In today's academic and technological environment, quality research plays a vital role in advancing knowledge, solving real-world problems, and strengthening the reputation of institutions and researchers alike. I encourage all faculty members and researchers to continuously engage in meaningful and ethical research activities. High quality publications in reputed journals not only contribute to academic excellence but also enhance innovation, collaboration, and societal development. Research should focus not only on quantity but also on originality, relevance, and impact. Programs like this FDP provide an excellent platform to improve research skills, understand modern methodologies, and develop effective academic writing practices. I am confident that the sessions conducted during this FDP will greatly benefit all participants in their future research and publication endeavors. I extend my best wishes to all organizers, resource persons, and participants for the successful completion of this FDP. This program
Thank you, sir, for your motivating words. Yeah. And now we will begin with our technical session for today. We will be having two sessions. First, we'll continue from now onwards to 3:15, followed by another till 4:10. For our first session, it is my privilege to introduce our esteemed resource person, Dr. Tarana Afreen Chandel. Dr. Tarana Afreen Chandel is Associate Professor in the Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering at Integral University with over 25 years of combined industry, teaching, and research experience. She has served in the telecom manufacturing industry as manager, QA and PPC, and ISO 9000 management representative before entering academics. She was invited as a distinguished speaker at the annual International Congress on Renewable Energy UK in 2024 and has led a funded research project on a solar photovoltaic systems. Dr. Chandel is the recipient of several prestigious honors, including the Best Innovator Award 2025, Indo-Asian Best Researcher Award 2022, and International Teaching Excellence Award 2021. She has published over 30 research papers in Scopus and ESCI index journals and contributed significantly to conferences, book chapters, and academic leadership activities. Ma'am, we are truly grateful for your presence today and eagerly look forward to learning from your expertise. Now, I request Dr. Tarana to kindly begin her session on Introduction to Research Methodology and Research Ecosystem. Dr. Tarana, can we have
Thank you,
you?
Shiv. Can you hear me, Shagufta?
Yes,
Hello?
ma'am. Your voice is clear, but your video is
Hello?
missing. Your voice is clear, ma'am. Your video
Just
is missing. Please switch on your video.
okay,
Please switch on your camera.
okay, 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 okay. Let me. I'm visible?
Yes, ma'am, we can see you. Your video is on now. We can begin the session.
Okay.
Okay, ma'am. We can start with the session.
Good afternoon, everyone. Okay. I would like to express my sincere and heartfelt gratitude to the organizers and management for giving me the opportunity to serve as a resource person in this faculty development program. It is truly an honor and privilege to interact with such enthusiastic participants and accommodations. I sincerely appreciate the efforts of the organizing team for arranging this valuable academic platform for knowledge sharing and professional development. Faculty development programs are highly important for enhancing teaching research, innovations, and in learning.
Your to fix your mic. Your voice is lost. Kindly try to fix it.
Please unmute, ma'am. You have muted yourself, ma'am. Tarana, ma'am, you can unmute.
Okay. Now I'm sharing my screen.
Yes, please to share your screen.
Participants are requested to kindly switch.
Ma'am, it is showing host disabled participant screening sharing. Please enable.
Okay, ma'am, we are checking.
Try now, ma'am. Try once again.
Okay. Is screen visible?
No, not yet. Please share your screen.
Okay.
Yes, now it is coming. Yeah.
Yes, it was
Okay, okay.
You can make it full screen. That will be more visible to the participants.
Okay.
okay.
From slideshow, you can do it, ma'am.
Hmm. Now it's fine.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am. Yes,
it's fine.
good to go. Please go ahead.
So today's topic is the introduction to the research methodology and research ecosystem. First, I would like to tell you what is a research. Basically, it is a systematic and scientific investigation to discover new knowledge and solve the problems. It involves collecting, analyzing, and interpreting information in an organized manner. Research helps to understand facts, relationship, and concept. Relationship means it is a relationship between the two variables we are working on it. It conducts to answer questions, test hypotheses, and develop innovative solution. It contributes to technological advancement, innovation, and societal development. Effective research is objective, logical, analytical, and evidence based. The main aim of the research is to generate reliable and useful knowledge for future application. Importance of research. Why do we do research? It is basically to create knowledge for technological advancement, for solving solving problems. It problem may be a societal problem or an individual problem. It may be an educational problem, any problem. We do work on to solve the problem. Policies development, economic and social development, innovation and entrepreneurship. What is research methodology? Research methodology is a systematic process of conducting research scientifically. It provides method and techniques for identifying and solving research problems. It helps in collecting, analyzing, and interpreting data effectively. It ensures accuracy, reliability, and validity in the research work. It includes research designing, sampling method, data collection, and data analysis techniques. What are the types of methodologies we use in our research work? First is the quantitative research. Next is the qualitative research, descriptive research, analytical research, applied research, fundamental research, exploratory research, conclusive research, and survey and case studies. Importance of research. It is basically for the creation of new knowledge, technological advancement, problem solving, policy development, economic and social growth, and innovation and entrepreneurship. Types of research. It depend upon the research, depend upon the application, objective, and on whether which type of research we are want to do. First is the based on the application. Application it is two type. That is the basic research and the applied research. Next is the objective. What objective we are working on. It depends upon the objective we decide. That is the descriptive, analytical, exploratory, and experimental. Last is the based on the data we collect. That is the qualitative and the quantitative, and in also a mixed methodology. Types of research from the point of view, we see that it is an application based. Application based research includes pure research and applied research. Next is the objective, which use descriptive and exploratory, and also it's a correlation and explanatory research. And third is the inquiry mode, in which include qualitative and the quantitative research. What component we can use in research methodology? First is the design, how we design a research, and what are the basic we required for designing a research, and the sampling method, which method we are using, data collection, what are the processes in data collection, how we are collecting data from public domain or from research domain, from literature review, how we collect the data. After collecting data, we analyze the data and we finally interpret the result which we are finding for it. What are the basic process of the research? First is the identification of the problem. The problem here, we can say identification of the problem, the topic we are searching for the research. We have to study. For that, we have to study the literature review. We have to see what have been worked and what we want to work. That we have to study from the literature review. Next, apart is the formulation of the objective, hypothesis development, research designing, data collection, data analysis, interpretation, report writing, and publication. Identification of the research problem, how we will identify the research problem, from where, what are the phases from where we do keep our problems, search a problem or the research. That is the real challenges, industrial requirement, research gap, social issues, and technical need. In research gap, basically it will depend upon the literature review. Industries requirement, we see, we collaborate with the industries, we see what they need, what are the requirements they further need to enhance the development or technology in the corporate section. And real life challenges is the social challenges. Technological need is what our society need to enhance or building our nation. Features of good research problem, it should be very clear, the objective should be very clear, what methodologies you are using, it should be very clear, it should be feasible, there should be some novelty. Without novelty, the research doesn't exist. When you go for the publication paper, simply if you write a research article and there's no novelty in the research, your paper will be rejected. So novelty is very important in your research. Novelty means something new you have developed in your research article, and it should be very relevant. Next is the literature review. Why do we do the literature review? What are the purposes of it? We understand the previous work, what work has been completed previously, and what I want to do. That we find the research gap in between. What are the gap and what we want to further extend to make our research new and make it a novel according to it. Avoid duplicacy. This means that what have been published or what has been research work, or by using that data, we are simply showing that this has been done by me. So avoiding duplicacy is very important. Build a theoretical function. That means what you are doing should be have a solid theoretical foundation for it. Sources where we collect data is of for literature reviews, the journal, conferences, book, patents, and the database. Now we come to the research design. There are three types of design. Research design. First is the exploratory design. Next is the descriptive design, and third is the experimental design. And important of it is to provide direction, ensure reliability, and reduces bias. If you are having your own data, that means there is no biasing. Biasing means preventing from plagiarism, that is or using others data and incorporating in your own research work. Sampling techniques include basically random sampling, stratified sampling, and systematic sampling. Non-probability sampling is the convenience sampling. purposive sampling, and the snowball sampling. Here we come to the collection of data. How we collect? There are two types of method where we collect the data. First is the primary data, and second next is the secondary data. Primary data is the data we collect by our own. That is first hand data, which we go for the interview. We take interview and we collect the information. That is the primary data. Or we do the section, or we do the questionnaire. We develop questions, and that is been circulated around the public domain, and we get the result. That is the primary data by observation and experiment. Experiment base is only on the science or engineering side. They develop the experiment and get the data. That is the primary data. Primary data is the first hand data. Secondary data based on the literature review. We collect data from literature articles, book chapters, and other domain. Next is the government database, from where we collect data. And for example, for renewable energy, we get data from the government sources also. Next is the commercial database, and the last is the web scraping. How we do the data analysis? There are some techniques through which we analyze of data. First, the quantitative.
I hope there is some technical glitch at ma'am's end. We are trying to recover it. Please be patient for this technical glitch.
Tarana ma'am, please unmute yourself. Kindly unmute yourself. Ma'am, please try to unmute your mic. It is showing mute here.
But I'm
Now your voice is
can you hear me?
coming. Yes, yes, yes. We can hear you now, but it is bit very low. You may
Okay.
start the
Is my
session.
screen visible?
Yeah, no, screen is not visible
Okay.
yet.
Actually, having a network problem. Hello.
Yes, ma'am, your voice is coming, but your screen is not visible. Please reshare it.
Ma'am, please wait. Please wait.
Okay, okay.
It's a network
Okay, no
problem. I'm
issue.
sharing it.
Your video is coming.
Ma'am, is screen visible?
It is shared but not visible. There is some network issue at your end, I think. Now it is visible.
Okay, it's
You can make it
not
slideshow now.
Okay.
You can start this way if it's not happening.
Okay.
Now it is full screen. Please go ahead, ma'am.
Now we were discussing about the data analysis technique, how we analyze the data. When we have collected the data by the primary or the secondary method, after collecting the method, after we collecting the data, we analyze. The technique we use is the statistical method, regression analysis, and the hypothesis method testing. That is the quantitative analysis. And for qualitative analysis, we go for the content analysis and the thematic analysis. Research ethics. For doing research, ethics is very important. We have to see that we prevent duplication of the content, we avoid academic plagiarism, and we should ensure that your work is original, that has not been copied or somewhere or data taken from somewhere and showing that it is your data. So ethics is very important. You should always ensure that the data or the research work you have done, that should be original. Next, we come to the introduction to the research ecosystem. What do you mean by research ecosystem? This means that it is a collaborative environment that support research, innovation, knowledge creation, and technology transfer. Where with these happens, these are the components where we go for the research ecosystem are the universities, research institute, industries, government agencies, funding bodies, and the startup. For research institute, we are having CDRI and very many research IIT Kanpur and many IITs. We are having research centers. Universities, we are having a research centers. Even in the industry, we have one section of the research. We have government agencies and the funding bodies, and we are also having a startup at the universities level and other corporate sectors. Here you can see the innovative ecosystem. There is a correlation between the government agencies which make the policies, and we having a correlation between the academician and the government which is showing the knowledge transfer. And in companies, we are having a relationship with the academician and the government where we are showing that is a economic flow. That means in companies we have a entrepreneurship, academician have shows the research work to the government and the companies which has been increased, and we are having economic flow which will build our nation. The funding agencies, there are some major funding agencies in India and some of the supportive agencies. The first is the DSTs, AICTE, UGC, SERB, CSIR, and ICSR. These are the major funding agencies. They give you fund in lakhs. More than 30 lakhs also they provide you the fund. And supportive activities as the grant or the fellowship, small grant is a very small amount. It can be 2 or 3 lakhs, and fellowship is also from the government and also from the private universities which provide to the research scholars. Research publication and patent. For many, most important thing is the research publication. After research publication only we can see the quality of the research you have done. If it is being published in SCI or Scopus journal, we say that the quality of the research is very good, and if we are having a patent, then it is excellent. The publication can include, we can do a publication in a journal, conference, and books chapters, And also we have patent, government patent, and also an international patent. Patent protects innovation, encourage commercialization, and enhance institutional ranking also. What is the role of the researchers in the society? It provides knowledge creation, social development, sustainable solutions, technological advancement, and lastly, we build the nation. Finally, we conclude that the research is essential for innovation and development. Research methodology ensures systematic investigation. A strong research ecosystem promotes collaboration and excellence. Ethical and quality research contributes to societal growth. Thank you.
Thank you, Tarana ma'am, for your insightful and enriching section. Can we have the question answers from the participants if there are any? You may type in your chat box or unmute yourself and ask directly from our resource person. Tarana ma'am, are you trying to explore something more with the participants as your screen is visible?
No, if they want something that I
Okay,
can
your Google
share it.
Chrome was visible, so I thought that you want to discuss something more. Can we have the participants who want to
Ma'am,
ask the
can
questions?
Tarana, ma'am, can you share your experience that you conducted a session at international conference in UK or US? It was written in your introduction. So, what was that, and
Sir,
what was the
the topic
experience
was the
there?
innovative. Uh, okay, sir, that was a very graceful moment for me. And when I got the invitation from the UK, I was very much excited that I've got an opportunity. Just now, I received an opportunity from Syria also for attending the conference also. And I gave the presentation and I showed my experiences to them also. And they were very much, they appreciated it very much. And also, I showed them that I have a patent that is granted on my.
You are on mute, ma'am, again. Can you kindly unmute? Kindly unmute, ma'am. You are mute.
Tarana ma'am, screen is being shared. We would like to hear more from you if you want to discuss. Okay, now I would like to, as is there any participant who wants to come up with a question, or we shall move ahead? I would like to request the participants to please switch on their cameras and for a group photograph. And before that, on behalf of the organizing committee, I sincerely express my heartfelt gratitude to Dr. Tarana Afreen for delivering such an insightful, informative, and inspiring session on Introduction to Research Methodology and Research Ecosystem. Your valuable insights, rich academic experience, and practical perspectives have truly enriched the participants. I also extend sincere thanks to our respected dignitaries, organizing committee members, technical support team, and all participants for their active presence and enthusiastic participation in this session. Thank you, everyone. So, can we have your cameras on so
Technical
that we
team,
can
can
have.
you please take the group photo for the record purpose? We have requested our participants to switch on their video so that we can have a group photo. It is required for the documentation purpose. Technical team is requested to take the group photograph. Once done, please let me know so that we can move ahead. Thank you very much, all participants. I hope the group photograph session is done by our technical team. We can wait for a few moments as some more participants are switching on their video. Uh, for record purpose, it is required these days to have proper documentation of the events that are happening. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. I would like to request you all to please stay with us as we have to continue with our second session, technical session for today. So, shall we go
Yes,
ahead with our second session?
ma'am, Professor Sovik is about to join us. He has just, I've just confirmed that he'll be joining in about 1 or 2 minutes. So, meanwhile, Tarana ma'am, we have a lot of students and young researchers in the house today. If you can share your experience with them, the practical things, not from the theoretical aspect, but the practical aspect. If you can share your expertise and experience with them, it will be very meaningful for all the young researchers here. You have like a lot of papers published in SCI and Scopus Index Journal. So, what does it take, and what should young researchers do? How to select the papers of their domain? If you can share some of these information, it will be very handy, very informative for the young participants in the house. You can unmute, ma'am. You are on mute, ma'am. Tarana, ma'am, you are on mute.
Before going selecting the topic, we have to very seriously think about the domain you want to work about it, and you have to, before selecting the topic, you have to study a lot of research paper. Finally, then decide what you have to do, what are research gap, and which tool you can use for your best research. Basically, the data collection is very important. How you design your research, it is also very important. Ma'am, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. It
Please,
is
please
clear.
continue.
Okay. Okay, okay. So the data you collect, that is very important, and validation of the result is also important. Once you complete your research, validation is very important. And if you are doing your validation using statistical analysis, so you can go for regression or coefficient. We should see that the coefficient value should be very close to 1. Since it's very close to 1, we say that your result is very in nature. What you have done 100%, not we can say 100%, but 95 to 90%, 90%, that is 95%. Your research work is excellent, and try to publish in good journal. Don't go for simply publishing it. So good, see that it's a Q1 journal or a Q journal, high impact factors, go for it. And once your research is completed, you have analyzed, if your research is able for the patent, go for the patent. And these research articles and the patents are your recognition for the research you have done. Once you have received a patent, that means your research work is excellent. Or
Ma'am, voice. Ma'am, please unmute yourself.
Because of net problem. So
You should get your
Okay, no problem.
work published in high quality journal and get your work patent also.
Ma'am, can you please share your expertise regarding patents if someone has done with the research work
Yes,
and
I
paper is
can.
published,
Yes,
then
I can show you.
yes,
Yes,
I
I
can
can
show
show
yes,
you.
ma'am.
you.
Go ahead.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
So
So
this
this
is
is
the
the
first
first
patent
patent
that
that
has
has been
been granted.
granted and it is a national patent.
So
So
is
is
screen
screen
visible?
visible?
It is loading, ma'am. It is showing that it is loading. Now we can
Okay.
see the certificate that you are displaying.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
That
That is
the
the
instrument
instrument
I've
I've
designed
designed
it
it
and
and
I
I
got
got
the
ma'am,
patent.
patent.
That
That
was
was the
the
micro crack measuring instrument for detecting the faults on site in
solar
solar
panels.
panels.
This
This
is
is
my
my
first
first
patent
patent
that
that
has
has
been
been
granted,
granted.
and
And
3 to 4
3 to 4
patent
patent
has
has
been
been
published.
published. Now
It
it
is
is
in
in
process
process
also.
Yes, ma'am. How much
And
time does it take to get your work patent through the Indian Patent Authority, ma'am?
sir, publication, it took 18 months for first publication. For when it was published, it took 18 months. And after that, it took 3 years for patenting, getting granted. So we have to
Okay,
face
ma'am.
examination also. We have to give your question in front of the registrar, patent registrar. We have to face the examination. They will ask you the questions and we have to clear them, the doubt they have. After that only it's granted. If he is not satisfied, it will not be granted.
Yes, ma'am. And Indian patents have a lot of value in research throughout the globe.
Ma'am,
Yes,
can
sir.
you throw some light on the
Yes, sir.
documentation required for the patents so that it will be helpful for our participants? That what kind of
Matlab,
document we
which
need to
type of documentation?
like we have to submit like in a project form or
Okay,
what
just a
documentation
second.
they require.
Okay, okay. Ma'am, first we go for the application of the grant for the parent. I'll share you the screen. तो फिर वो आसान हो जाएगा.
Okay.
Screen visible है? Screen visible? Shagufta ma'am?
It's not visible yet. Please try to reshare it.
Okay. Okay, wait.
No, ma'am, not yet. Ma'am, try to reshare it again. Yes, ma'am, it's visible now. Ma'am, your screen is visible, but
Uh, I hope Dr. Sovik, our second resource person, has joined.
Yes,
So
yes,
let's
sir.
continue
I'm
with the
here.
second session. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Sir, extremely sorry. I had some technical issues because of the network. I got delayed by 2 minutes.
No worries, sir. We'll
Yes.
have your session, very impactful session, I hope, is coming. So,
Dr.
Shagufta
Tarana,
ma'am,
ma'am,
please go ahead. Yeah.
uh, Dr. Tarana, ma'am, do we have you with us? I think we are running out of time, but thank you so much that you had shared this much of information apart from your session. And we are really thankful to you. For sure, we will be having a detailed discussion with you in this regard for our participants in near future. Thank you so much, ma'am. Now we would like to move towards our second session for today by Dr. Sovik Mukherjee. Tarana ma'am, we would like to start with our next session if you allow.
Ma'am, you
I
please
think we can
unshare your
go.
screen.
Yes.
Stop sharing, ma'am. It's done now. We can go ahead with Dr. Sovik. Yes, Dr. Shagufta, please continue.
Thank you. It is my pleasure to introduce our next distinguished speaker, Dr. Souvik Mukherjee. He is serving as Assistant Professor in Economics at St. Xavier's University, Kolkata, and is also the alumnus coordinator of the department. He is the first recipient of the prestigious Babatosh Datta Memorial Award by the Society of Economic Research in Bengali and Arth Bishleshan. His profile has also been featured among the top 30 most influential young economists 2022 published in ICCE. His area of specialization include digital platform economics, development economics, energy economics, and public policy. He has contributed extensively to reputed national and international journals and edited volumes, and he currently serves as editor of the Journal of Innovation in Applied Natural Science and is associated with several academic and research forums. We warmly welcome you, sir. I would like to request Dr. Souvik Mukherjee to kindly begin his session on problem identification and formulation of research objective. Over to you, sir. Dr. Souvik
Can I
Mukherjee,
begin?
can we
Yes.
have you?
Can I begin, ma'am? Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Should I
We
begin?
welcome you, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sure, sure. Please go ahead.
Yes. So very good afternoon to one and all present here. As I hope I'm audible. I hope I'm audible. You can hear me.
Yes, it is clear. Please go ahead.
Thank you. So as this particular session, we will be kind of talking about the focus will be on. You had a very enriching introductory session. So uh, the focus of this session particularly is to a particular uh,
Dr. Mukherjee, we have lost your voice on the screen as well.
am I audible? Can you hear me?
Yes, it is
Yes.
there now.
Particularly when we start with a research problem, the first thing that we try to do is with regards to that how do you set the problem? What is basically the problem? In fact, it's kind of it's kind of sort of funny at times that the main problem lies with the research problem because that's the main problem that you need to fix up. So generally, I'll kind of try to show you before I begin sort of a diagram, and if you can identify and write it in the chat box, I'll just share with you this diagram. Can you tell me what is missing in this diagram? This is maybe some of you must have seen this very common diagram. Uh, the research process. Can you see my screen? Can you just tell me that what do you think is missing in this diagram? What do you think is missing in this diagram? It's just a matter of an arrow. That is the hint. It's just a matter of an arrow. That is the hint. Can you tell me what is missing in this diagram? Anyone? If you look at the diagram thoroughly and just tell me what is missing in this diagram. If you can write in the box. What do you think is missing in this diagram? Anyone? Is the diagram visible to all, or should I zoom it a bit? Is the diagram visible to all? Can all of you see the diagram?
Yes, sir, we can see the diagram. Yes, it is visible.
Yes. Yes.
And some
Yes.
answers has come in the chat as well.
Yes. 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 I'll. Can you just tell me? This is for all. That what is missing? It's just a matter of an arrow. It's just a matter of an arrow that is missing in the diagram. With the formulation of the research hypothesis, that's I agree. But also, it's just a matter of an arrow, and that there lies the as researchers at times we tend to forget that this part is also there. I'll begin with that basically, and that is reason why I wanted to know that what do you think as fellow researchers, and also please consider me as your fellow researcher, that what I completely agree with the research objectives as you have said. Since we are focusing on the research problem, I purposely tweaked a few arrows so that we are in a position to identify that what is missing. So the first missing that I purposely done in the diagram, and this is also for your ready reference, that when we define a research problem, please understand, and this is practical, we don't go into what is written in the textbook. How we do it, when we formulate the problem, you cannot do it without looking at the broad area in the literature. Some will come and tell you that no, literature review will come after you have selected the problem, done the background. Yes, you are correct, but that literature review is pertaining to what people have done in that problem, existing studies have done in that problem, and you are going to add on to it by contributing. But for selecting and defining the research problem, we also need to go back to the literature. How will you know what is the problem until and unless you look at the literature and in which area you want to define the problem? That's the first proposition, and from there we begin. So all of you have kind of said different parts, but since we are focusing on the first block, I think some of you have been able to spot it as well. There will be another arrow which will go from literature review to the research problem, which at times we tend to ignore or miss out. Because we are under the impression that literature review comes after the problem. Absolutely correct. There is nothing wrong in it. But for defining the problem also, one has to be careful in terms of knowing that we have to go back and fall on to the literature for the selection of the research area. So first we need to see what is there in the literature. We need to delimit our research topic. Like we cannot have an ocean as a topic. I'm just trying to draw an analogy. You need to draw a cup of water from that ocean. That is your research problem, and that will guide you throughout your research process. And finally, you have to formulate the problem. There are a few questions which we'll try to raise and answer, and I'll be kind of asking you a few questions so that there is clarity amongst all of you. The next part is uh, selecting a research area. How do you know that which area do you want to work on? It's not only about the existing literature, but also your daily experiences. You have what you are seeing on the field, current affairs, some brainstorming, some intuitive logic, why this is happening, and that will broadly guide you to the particular theme of the research problem. Now, moving on, this is kind of, let me place it before you like this so that you are very well in sync with what I'm trying to say. Literature review, as we know in the research process, will come after we have our problem statement, then we review and see where are the research gaps and then formulate our objectives. I will go into that maybe in the next 15 minutes. But this broad literature review that I am telling you is before the problem. This is for identifying which is there in that existing body and what opportunities do you have to contribute, not really what existing studies have done in relation to your problem. No, first you need to select the problem. For selecting the problem, what you need to do is see what you just need to nurture, what the theories and the literature have to say. That will be the first area, and that is what I was trying to show you in the literature, that when we draw that diagram, there will also be a feedback which will tell you about your problem. So hopefully till here we are okay. The next part is, I'll just kind of, I'll go to this part. Yes. I'll come back to the hypothesis part in a short while. So what should be kept in mind when we formulate a problem? The first and foremost thing that we need to keep in mind is whether it's significant. What do we mean by significant? Whether you will have something to do when you are kind of working with. Will it add value or will it contribute to the existing literature? Will you be able to conduct the literature in the first place? Sorry, will you be able to conduct the study in the first place? And the third is, how is your problem related to the existing theories and models? Now, with regards to this, let me kind of ask you a few questions so that you have absolute clarity and we will be able to proceed further. The fourth thing is whether your problem statement defines the research variables, whether you know where from you will get the data, what will be your research design. So these are all in the feedback. It's sort of a backward integration that we are applying. Whether appropriately you know the research setting, and if your problem statement you have already defined, whether the problem statement itself is very precise and clear to make anyone understand that this is my problem. I'll with if all of you are okay, then I'll just write down something in the chat for you all to give me the answer. Let's suppose I'll continue. Let's suppose I give you a situation like, and you have to tell me whether such a problem statement is good or bad. That will be our first step. We need to learn such things. How do we define a problem? See, I come from an economics background. I'm an assistant professor in economics. So I'll just type a problem for your understanding. If you can just tell me, is it correct? Can we frame such a problem like this? What do you think? Suppose I give you a problem like this. Can you see the problem statement in the chat? I'll give you 2 minutes if you can think carefully and answer my question. Is such a problem statement feasible? So I told you that it should not be a monologue. It should be a dialogue. And I need your answers. What do you think? Think carefully for 1 minute. Is such a problem statement visible? Think carefully and tell. Can we actually work with this? Anyone? No. Okay. Some are saying yes, some are saying no. I'll just wait for a minute if we get some other answers, maybe. Yes. Okay. 30 seconds more. Achha. Let me go back and give you the answer first, and then I'll tell. See, in this statement, what is the problem saying? First, let us go like this. Can you tell me what is the problem basically? Before we go into, I should have asked like this. I'm sorry, I should have asked like this. Can you tell me first the problem? Then I'll go into, is such a problem statement feasible? My first question is, let me rephrase it a bit. What is the problem? Can you just tell me? Go into the feasibility of it. What is basically the problem in this case? That why is productivity in Japan so higher than in India? So what is the problem here? So what is basically the problem here? Then I'll tell you, it will be interesting to understand the feasibility aspect of the problem statement. That is very essential, you see. Excellent, Jayashree ma'am. Less productivity of India compared to Japan. Very good. So that's my problem statement. Now, I think it will be easier for all of us to identify the feasibility of this problem statement. This is a very common example that you will find. And productivity in India, Shruti ma'am, correct. Productivity in India is less in spite of higher. So the problem basically is the productivity issue, comparison of it in India and Japan. Let me flag a few questions for your understanding. And why am I raising this question of feasibility of the research problem? See, in 75% of the cases, you make a mistake in this research problem only. Forget about the objectives, forget about the hypothesis, forget about the data analysis, methodology. Those are kind of secondary. The first mistake we make in the research problem itself. Let me flag off these issues first, for those of you who said that this is fine. See, the first problem is there are many ambiguities in this research problem. First, is the sort of productivity clear in this problem? Number one, it's not clear. What industries are we talking about? Are we comparing the same set of industries in Japan or in India? Nothing is mentioned. What is the time period? Not mentioned. What are we thinking when we compare in terms of? This is more of a general statement that productivity is higher in Japan. Absolutely correct that productivity is there, but utilization is not properly. But do you have it in your problem statement? Do you know which industries are we talking about? Do you know what is the time period? Am I talking from the point of view of 1947 to 26, or is it in the post liberalization phase, or is it in the new millennium? Nothing is mentioned in my problem statement. See, this is where ambiguities creep in, and I'm actually doing that with you. Why? Because until and unless you make mistakes here, you will never be able to correctly identify the problem and how to frame the problem. So again, I repeat, what is the problem? Productivity is more in Japan as compared to in India. But which productivity? Is it mentioned in the problem? Did you make it clear in the problem? No, it's not mentioned. Which industries are we referring to? What is the time period? Nothing is mentioned. Now, my second question to you. So you have understood this is not feasible. Can you suggest a problem statement for me? What should be the correct problem statement if we are to go by this particular case? What should be the correct problem statement?
Dr.
Can you
Mukherjee, are
suggest
you sharing the screen with us or?
No, I'm not sharing this. I'm not sharing this.
Okay.
Right.
No problem.
No, I'm just saying, I will share once I'm done with this. Can you suggest to me, if this is an ambiguous research problem, what should be the correct formulation of the research problem? That will guide us to our research objective. Suppose you have this in mind. This is your problem, that Japan and India's productivity are comparatively not similar. Japan is at a higher level as India. How do I frame my research problem? Many of you have pointed out, but let's say, suppose I need to fix up my mind. This will be my research problem. This is where I need to focus on. So I flagged off few issues like industry is not there, time not there, which productivity are we talking about, that is also not there. So how should I correctly frame the research problem? I'll give you another minute if anyone can voluntarily try out. See, that will help us in understanding. If we do these exercises as researchers also, at times when we write, we don't know what we are writing. We are writing an empirical analysis in a research problem, but there is no data. So we are writing a qualitative aspect, but we are doing not doing something which is qualitative in nature. We are doing quantitative analysis, but there is no mention of quantitative analysis. So at times, we need to frame the research problem carefully. That will guide us to the title of our research. That is also very important, though we are only focusing on the research problem, but there is a significant contribution of your problem to the title. If you are in a position to identify the title, then you will be, if you are in a position to identify the problem, you will be able to identify the title. I'll give you one more minute. Can someone? Anyone? Or else I'll give you the answer. What should be the correct problem? No, ma'am, if you can broadly state the problem for me. You are on the right track, Jashri ma'am. You are on the right track. Can you state the problem for me? Again, see, Jashri ma'am, this is where we make mistakes as researchers. Uh, Analysis of productivity in Japan. The same question. What is the productivity? What time frame? Are we talking about any specific? That's very good, Athira. That is a very good kind of. You have improved on the problem. Why has automobile productivity in Japan been much higher in India in the last 10 years? That makes sense. Let me give you a broad kind of. This will help you to understand it better. Very good. This is how you frame the problem. Everything will be clearly defined. That will not only guide you to your objectives in the forward linkage part, but also will take you back to your title. The title matters. We are doing something empirical analysis, but we don't have data. We are doing a qualitative analysis. We don't know what qualitative analysis we are doing. So if we are to write it like this, so maybe I'll suggest two things like you all have very correctly mentioned. I'll suggest add two, three things. So suppose we are told like this. Or for that matter, identifying, I'm typing it for you all, identifying the factors responsible for this particular thing. That's also a problem. To add to that, if you identify which factors are responsible for Japan between 19, or maybe you can write it for, you change the time period to 91 to 2026, maybe 92-3, since 91 was a watershed year. So you can change the time period. Or as Athira has mentioned, last 10 years, maybe last 15 years. That will help you in terms of identifying the particular problem. So when we are defining a problem, please keep these three things in mind. As I was showing it to you all, I'll again go back to the PPT where we are, so that you are very clear in your head that this is how we should formulate the problem. So let us go back to where we are and continue. So this is, I hope it was clear. I hope it was clear till here. I hope it was clear till here. How do we exactly delimit the topic, whatever makes sense, and see how we can correctly define? I'm just giving you an example. There is nothing to teach as a fellow researcher I'm not here to kind of teach or lecture you, but to guide, help you, like the way we experience it, how you should formulate problems, where we make mistakes as researchers, and how can we correct that. These things we need to keep in mind so that our problem statement is very clear. Until and unless your problem statement is clear, you won't be able to look into the title and frame your objectives. So moving on to the next part of the story, there are 2-3 things that we should keep in mind. Whether we are writing the problem statement as an interrogative problem statement or a declarative problem statement. By that I mean, like, I'll just take your examples only. As Athira was mentioning, why has automobile productivity? This is an interrogative problem statement. Or the way I wrote, to what extent did labor productivity from 1991 to 2025 vary? These are all interrogative statements. That means you are ending with a question mark. But someone can come and give you a declarative format that contributing problems may be socio-economic problems in selected communities in Tamil Nadu, selected economic problems or socio-economic problems in the state of West Bengal, and you compare the socio-economic problems. What factors are responsible for that? That is the declarative format. You are declaring that this is what I want to do. And in the other case, you are placing a question mark by saying that this is an interrogative format. To what extent, I am asking? To what extent this is going to happen? I'll again very kind of briefly draw your attention to this fact, very briefly mention it, and also draw your attention to the fact some of you might get confused, but my request will be please don't get confused. Research problem is not the research title, the title of your research. Again, I repeat, the title of your research is not exactly the research problem. The title of your research will be based on your research problem. The objectives will be based on your research problem. I hope I'm making sense. I hope I'm making sense. So these are few examples just for your understanding. Very precise, very clear. You know what you are measuring. Like you have mentioned automobile productivity. I was talking about labor productivity. What type of productivity, which year, which industry? You mentioned automobile industry. It can be some other construction industry. It can be railways. It can be any other sector. You take whichever sector you want. Is it clear? The two formats, interrogative versus declarative. Is it clear? The two formats, interrogative versus declarative. Is it clear so far? Any questions? Any questions so far? Is it okay? Should I move to the next part? Is it clear? Anyone having any doubt, please tell me. Feel free to share it, or else I'll move to the next part. So suppose you have selected the research problem that you are going to consider a socio-economic problem in the state of Tamil Nadu. It can be any state in India, a descriptive study. You know your population, where you are going to carry out this study. You know the background, the sampling frame, you will be doing it during the course of your FDP, how to collect data, how do you know the sampling techniques, the sampling frame. Those things will be repeated again there. But when we formulate the problem as the first step based on the review of the literature, not again I'm repeating myself, please don't misquote what I'm saying. I'm again saying that there is a feedback effect between the research problem and the review of literature. You cannot have it disjointed. Review of literature will follow the research problem after you have selected the problem. But before you select the problem, you have to do a basic research. Otherwise, you will never be able to identify what problem in the first place do you want. So that's the thing. So moving on, our next job will be to identify how do we formulate objectives. And based on the literature review, how do we formulate the objectives? For that, I'm sure all of you are aware about this. We need to identify the research gaps. What are research gaps? What is there in the literature? What has not been done? Please understand, every research gap will not become your objective. You cannot have, I see students, researchers, when they're doing their PhD or otherwise they're writing a paper, some tend to write 7, 8 objectives, even to the extent of 8 to 10 objectives. Humanly, you are a human being. You cannot have 10, 12 objectives in a small paper, or your, even for a PhD thesis, you cannot have 10 objectives. So there we need to be very clear. So what objectives are we supposed to do? So that is why I'm again repeating that research gaps, all the research gaps that you have identified, all, I'm just typing it for you, all identified research gaps will not become your objectives. This you have to keep in mind. Every research gap that I have, then if I do everything, then what will my fellow researchers do? So please identify the research gaps, but don't consider every research gap as your objective. I tend to find people writing whatever gaps there, everything is their objective. No, that's a very incorrect way of presenting your research. You need to narrow it down. It's a funnel. It's like a funnel. You need to narrow it down from the research gap to the specific objectives you want to address. So how do we do that? The next part is moving on. So is it clear till here? Is it clear till here? Is it clear till here? Any questions so far? Is it clear till here? Achha. Moving to the next part. See, the next part is this. The next part is this, where how do we formulate objectives? There is again a very, very serious issue that happens at times. Many researchers tend to get confused as to what objectives are we looking at. So one has to be very particularly careful based on your research problem. So I'll just give you a quick recap before I shift to the objective. So what did we do? A very brief description of the points that we have done so far. Statement of the problem in a very general way, number one. Number two is understanding the nature of the problem, origin, the way I'm understanding the problem, the way I want to discuss it in my research. If the researcher has stated the problem very clearly, then the general statement concerning the problem will guide me to the objectives, surveying the available literature, developing the idea through the discussions that have taken place in the existing literature. That will be the ideation stage. Then you go back to the literature, see what people have done, you identify the research gap, you know what gaps are there. There can be a time where you need to rephrase the research problem. This is also very important. Rephrase the problem. Please don't have a block that if this is the problem I have selected, I cannot change it. You have to be flexible in terms of looking at the literature and changing your problem. Because if you get stuck up with data, if you get stuck up with your sample, if you get stuck up with the sampling frame, if you get stuck up with the area that you are considering, so you might as well have to change your problem. And the last part is what you should keep in mind when you write the problem. Please remember the scope of your investigation. That needs to be very clear. With this, let me ask you, in this India Japan problem, can you tell me the scope of my investigation? Can anyone tell me the scope of my investigation? In the India Japan problem that I was stating, can you tell me the scope of the investigation? Any one of you, if you can tell me the scope of the investigation. Anyone? Can you tell me the scope of the investigation? What do you think is the scope of the investigation of this India Japan case? What do you think? Anyone? What is the scope of investigation? in our problem. Anyone? Scope of investigation. See, the scope of the investigation is what we were sharing. Which industry, which countries are we considering? It can be India, US, it can be India, UK, it can be India and some other countries, it can be BRICS. So the scope should be clear that within this ambit, I'm supposed to frame my research problem. The next part is, before I move to the hands, I'll give you a small exercise. With regards to the objectives, at times we tend to get kind of carried away. And that is what I was mentioning, that all identified research gaps will not be your objectives. You need to finalize and see that which particular items are my objectives. And there is a very common problem. If you write it as a research question, it is interrogative. But this is a research question. What you are trying to do, when you write an objective that starts with generally, and this is the kind of sort of nomenclature we should follow, we should always start with a two dot 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 dot. This is how you should start. When you write an objective, please remember to start with a two to do this. So that will help you to understand that how we are formulating the objective. So I'll again ask you a question. Can you formulate one objective from this? I'll give you a minute. From this India-Japan case that we are doing, can you formulate one objective? That will be a sort of an exercise. One objective for me. Can you formulate one objective for me? Based on the discussions that we have done, then I'll give you the exercise. One objective for me. Can you formulate?
Dr. Mukherjee, can we have you? Your voice is lost, I think.
Can you formulate one objective for me based on our discussion? Anyone, you can voluntarily share with me one objective. Just one objective based on our India-Japan case that we were doing. One objective, if you can formulate. Anyone. To identify the major factors. So if I formulate it, Jayashree ma'am, like this, so that should be the correct way of writing the objective. To identify the, going by what you have mentioned, to interpret or to identify the root cause of less automobile productivity, dot, 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 dot. So that's how you should write. Very good. See, another case at times what happens, going by our discussion, literature review and research problem. So I thought of sharing this with you. Like I was telling you that title is not the uh, research problem. So we have to be very careful in understanding that literature review is also not the research problem. Literature review is going to give you what the research gaps are and the unanswered questions. Your problem is the puzzle, the study, the ideation, why you are doing. So generally a brief problem statement appears early in the introduction and the justification will come through the literature review. But as I told you in my very first point, that please don't think that literature review and research problems identification are disjointed. They are together. One cannot survive without the other. Preliminary, we need to do some sort of a review to get the problem. Once we are done with the problem, then we can proceed to the detailed review of literature for a feedback effect. I'll just give you one exercise before we close and open the house for questions. One exercise. Can you just tell me? I hope you can see my screen. I hope my screen is visible. I hope my screen is visible.
Yes, sir, it is visible.
Visible. Achha. Can you just tell me? Yes, thank you. Can you just tell me by looking at this, how should I'll show you the literature review part. How do you think this statement, when we define the problem, this is the problem. So let's suppose this is the problem at hand that you are seeing. How will you phrase this in the literature? Suppose this is the problem that you have in hand. How will you phrase this in the literature? Can anyone tell me? If this is the problem, we have identified. So we are stating it in our introduction, and that is where we state the research problem. So introduction stage, we need to state the problem, that this is what I'm going to do. Can you tell me what should be the way to write it in the literature review? Very briefly, I'm not asking you to write, but just very briefly, if you can share it. Anyone, you can share it with me.
നല്ല ഭംഗിയുള്ള ഇതാണെങ്കിൽ ഇത്രയും നമുക്ക് ക്ഷീണം തോന്നില്ല. അതോ
That is how we write in the problem statement. So your problem was how, let's say, climate finance governance in BRICS economies is uneven because of green investment. So maybe when you discuss the literature, you talk about central banking, maybe BRICS group as a on the whole, maybe policy gaps, comparative evidence, some green finance, and then once you identify gap, you redefine the problem. So what started as a problem in the introduction section So that's it from my end. I will share it with the organizers to share it with you. So if you have questions, we'll be happy. Any questions from that? So just to kind of give you a quick recap, when we got to the problem statement introduction section, so it might change based on the review of literature and whatever we identify, and then the research gap and the problem becomes even more clear. And like you very correctly mentioned, we start with the objective formulation based on our research gap. So it always starts with to identify, to interpret, something of that sort. And also very importantly, the title of your research matters, because when you are specifying the problem clearly, the title also needs to be very clear. If you are doing a quantitative analysis, that should have a mention in the title. If you are doing some study, let's say a panel data study, or you are doing cross-section study, a design, maybe the time period, doing this industry in title itself, right? Select industries, and then we write our paper, or we identify the industries that we have researched. So we'll be very happy to take questions and that.
Sir, I have a question. Hello? Hello?
Yes, ma'am. Go ahead with the question.
Sir, I would like to ask a question. So, sir, if I have a, title as in transformational dynamics of MSMEs, a comparative study of India and China, is it a correct topic? Or this topic needs to be elaborated more?
Dr. Sovik, are you there?
Sir,
Dr. Sovik, there's a question. Yes, ma'am, please repeat.
questions, I'll be happy to answer.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon. Sir, I have a question. So I just wanted to ask if I have a topic
Yes.
as in
Yes, ma'am.
transformational dynamics of MSMEs, a comparative study of India and China. So is the topic or is the title correct, or it should
Correct.
be more detailed?
Can you repeat it once again? Can you repeat it once again?
Yes, sir. So the name of the
Can you
topic
just
is
repeat it once again? Yes.
Yes, sir. The name of the
Topic is
topic is Transformational Dynamics of MSMEs, a comparative study of India and China. So is it an appropriate topic, or the topic needs to be more elaborated, or is there any mistake in that?
it is a it is no, it's appropriate. The only thing that I would suggest, if you can include the time period. Is there anything that you're doing with regard to time period, or it's like over the what is your time span that you will be carrying out the transformational dynamics of MS?
Okay.
Is there any time
So,
span
sir,
associated with,
time span could be the 5 years I could mention, right, sir? So, in the last 5 years,
or
what
it's
kind of
just like
transformational
you
dynamics
are
or something
comparing?
like that? Yes,
Otherwise,
sir.
it's fine. The only thing is if you can have the time frame mentioned very briefly, like say just the time frame. I think, is there any time span mentioned associated with this topic?
Sir, time span actually I've mentioned, and sir, I've just compared the stats as in both the country stats. So, sir, I don't have China much data I have not got, but for India I've got a lot of data. So, in history I've mentioned from the initial stage till the later stage of India.
Then keep it the way it is, because if you don't have a comparative time frame same across both the countries, it's not wise to kind of write the title in terms of the time frame. So it's better you keep it as a comparative study
Okay,
between
sir.
India
Thank you
and
so
China.
much, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Just these are basic things that one should keep in mind. Yes, any other question?
Do we have any other question from our participants? Please come up with your queries. We have a resource person with us.
No, we'll be very happy, like Shruti ma'am was asking, we'll be very happy to kind of identify and correct if necessary and share with you whatever
Of course,
as a fellow researcher I have.
of course, it's the practical experiences shared are really helpful. I
True,
think
ma'am.
all the participants have learned a lot. Can we have any question?
It's a sort of a dialogue. It's like fellow researcher sharing one's
Yeah.
experience with that how you identify and correct.
Okay, I think we shall move on with our session. And if there is any query, you may write in the chat box as well. We will take up from there. And with this, I would like to request all of you to please switch on your videos so that we can have a group photograph. And on behalf, yes, Dr. Tripti Sahu. Please
Yes,
unmute
there's a
yourself
question.
and ask
You
a question.
can share it.
Yes, Dr. Tripti, can we have your question?
No, questionnaire is primary, not secondary. That's primary way of collecting the data.
I hope your question is answered. Thank you, Dr. Tripti. Can we have anybody else? Is there any other query? Dr. Tripti's question was that questionnaire research is a secondary research, and to that, Dr. Sovik has answered that through questionnaire we collect primary data. I think your question is answered. Do we have any other question? Thank you so much, Dr. Tripti. Now we shall proceed with our session, and I request all of you to please switch on your cameras. And I take the privilege on behalf of the organizing committee. I sincerely thank Dr. Sovik Mukherjee for delivering such an enriching and insightful session. You have explained the formulation of research question with lots of illustrations and practical scenarios. And thank you so much for sharing your generous understanding with our participants. I also extend heartfelt gratitude to all respected dignitaries, resource persons, organizing members, technical support staff, and all participants for making today's inaugural and technical sessions successful and meaningful. And we look forward to your active participation in the upcoming sessions of this FDP for our next 4 days. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful day ahead. We may now exit our meeting. Thank you so much, Sovik sir. It was
Thank
so
you, ma'am.
nice to have you.
Thank you, ma'am.
We all may exit the
Thank you,
meeting.
Amir sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, everyone.
Thank
We
you.
may leave the meeting now.
Thank you so much.